Mark, I want to thank you for your introduction. I still remember the first time we met, the time we spent together, and the conversation we had about Daniel. And that changed me that day. And my hope earnestly has been that it would change the country. 5 years ago this week, a sitting member of Congress and 18 others were shot at a supermarket in Tucson, Arizona. It wasn't the first time I had to talk to the nation in response of a mass shooting, nor would it be the last. Fort Hood, Binghamton, Aurora, Oak Creek, Newton, the Navy Yard, Santa Barbara, Charleston, San Bernardino, too many. Thanks to a great medical team and the love of her husband, Mark, my dear friend and colleague Gabby Giffords survived. She is here with us today with her wonderful mom. Thanks to a great medical team, her wonderful husband, Mark, who, by the way, the last time I met with Mark, this is just a small aside. You may know Mark's twin brother is in outer space. He came to the office and I said, "How often are you talking to him?" And he says, "Well, I usually talk to him every day, but the call was coming in right before the meeting, so I think I may have not answered his call, which made me feel kind of bad. That is a long distance call, so I told him if his brother Scott is calling today that he should take it. Turn the ringer on. I was there with Gabby when she was still in the hospital, and we didn't think necessarily at that point that she was going to survive. In that visit right before Memorial, about an hour later, Gabby first opened her eyes. And I remember talking to her mom about it. But I know the pain that she and her family have endured these past 5 years, and the rehabilitation and the work and the effort to recover from shattering injuries. And then I think of all the Americans who aren't as fortunate. Every single year, more than 30,000 Americans have their lives cut short by guns. 30,000. Suicide, domestic violence, gang shootouts, accidents. Hundreds of thousands of Americans have lost brothers and sisters or buried their own children. Many have had to learn to live with a disability or learn to live without the love of their life. A number of those people are here today. They can tell you some stories. In this room right here, there's a lot of stories. There's a lot of heartache. There's a lot of resilience. There's a lot of strength, but there's also a lot of pain. And this is just a small sample. The United States of America is not the only country on earth with violent or dangerous people. We are not inherently more prone to violence, but we are the only advanced country on earth that sees this kind of mass violence erupt with this kind of frequency. It doesn't happen to other advanced countries. It's not even close. As I've said before, somehow we have become numb to it and we start thinking that it's normal. And instead of thinking about how to solve the problem, this has become one of our most polarized partisan debates, despite the fact that there is a general consensus in America about what needs to be done.